Now, I don't know, I just like sharing information. And for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure most people wouldn't know, I am a T-Mobile customer. This video is not sponsored by T-Mobile. I wish it was, but it is not. For the majority of my life, I was either an AT&T customer, and prior to that, the first cell phone that I had was on the Singular wireless network, which then AT&T bought Singular, and then I stayed with AT&T for a while. I then went from AT&T. I went from AT&T postpaid to AT&T prepaid, and I was in two different places. I was in Texas, and I was also in Maryland for a period of time, and even down in Mississippi. And in all three locations, I noticed some issues with my overall service. So I remembered that, and I'm going back in time even further, that while I was living in Los Angeles, I just wanted to try T-Mobile prepaid, and I did very, very briefly. And it was okay. Like, I didn't really do much with it. I just wanted to see how the service was because I was considering switching. And I ended up, I think, just maybe keeping a T-Mobile SIM, or I don't know. But years later, after the bad service in Texas, Mississippi, and Maryland, I'm finally like, all right, I want to change. So I switched to T-Mobile, and I've had two issues, and no need to go into the real details about them because T-Mobile went above and beyond and fixed both of those two issues. And if you care to know what they were, I'll put them down in a comment or something. But yeah, so I have no complaints with T-Mobile. Service is fine, and because I'm a prepaid customer, I don't really look too much at postpaid stuff. But speaking specifically about prepaid stuff, the price is really, really affordable. So let's go over to their website and take a look at some of your options, and then I'll show you what I'm using specifically. So here is T-Mobile's prepaid website. So prepaid.tmobile.com. If you just go to T-Mobile, then up in the top corner up here, you should see prepaid, kind of how it is right here. And I will say that there is one thing missing, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But from this home prepaid page, you could go through and read everything. Of course, they're trying to sell you some stuff. But let's just go and look at the unlimited phone plans. So we'll just start with shop phone plans. And even though I said unlimited and it said unlimited, all of these are not unlimited. I don't think you will get cut off here. I think after 10 gigabytes of 5G data consumed, you will continue to be able to access the internet. Speeds will just be slowed down, and you do get unlimited talk and text. So technically, I guess part of it is unlimited. But you have, your 10 gigs for $40, unlimited for $50, and unlimited plus for $60. And to see the difference, unlimited talk and text, unlimited 5G, unlimited domestic mobile hotspot 3G, up to 10 gigs of high-speed mobile. Okay, so it looks like your mobile hotspot is a little faster if you choose to spend that additional $10 a month for those first 10 gigabytes. Other plans or other perks, I should say, T-Mobile Tuesday. I say I almost use T-Mobile Tuesday every week. Really, it's just perks that they give you. This week it was several things, but the one that I used was if you go to Burger King, which I don't eat Burger King often, but because of T-Mobile Tuesday, I will go. If you spend $3, you get a free Whopper. So I ended up getting some fries for $3, and I got a free Whopper. So for that, it was worth it. And a couple weeks ago, it was Little Caesars. Then I think last week it was a free soda from Circle K. And just a bunch of different options. Some of them are recurring, and some of them, you get every once in a while. Free meal from Denny's, free pancakes from IHOP. I think a free sandwich from McAllister's or something. So many options and things differ every week. Next week, the main highlighted one is a free tropical bowl or 20-ounce smoothie from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. So I think that's between maybe a $5 and $7 perk right there that they just give you if you happen to live near one. So yeah, definitely a bunch of reasonable perks in my opinion. Scam blocking protection, data maximizer, caller ID, Wi-Fi calling, music unlimited. Now, Music Unlimited. I really like Music Unlimited because what it is whenever you're streaming, and there's a list of services, streaming services, that when you are streaming over your cellular connection, so using T-Mobile's network, that streaming of music does not count towards your monthly data allotment. So you just stream as much as you want. I'm sure there might be some type of theoretical, I don't know. But I have had no issues, and we'll talk a little more about that in, later on in the video. But Music Unlimited for me, in addition to T-Mobile Tuesday, those two things combined definitely make prepaid T-Mobile service worth it. And just like with postpaid lines, the more lines you get, the less it costs per line. Now, if you come over here, you have the option for data-only plans. So in the event that you have your voice line for whatever, whether it's through T-Mobile or another company, and you just want more data to flow through your phone, you can just get a data-only line. And in fact, I have two of those. And again, we'll talk about more of that in a little bit. But data-only lines definitely are a nice add-on in the event that you either, like I said, either want to go through T-Mobile for data, or if you want to go through another carrier, or let's say you're traveling for a month and you say, all right, boom, I'll be out for 3 or 4 weeks, and I know that my normal plan will get consumed. So let me just get this prepaid data. There won't be any overages. Pay the money up front and then consume it as you would like to. Now, earlier I did say I had no issues. That's how I felt until I came to their page today, like just to record this video. There's something called T-Mobile Connect, or Connect by T-Mobile, or however you want to phrase it. And for a while, when you came to their home page, it was plastered all over it. Oh, Connect by T-Mobile, and an affordable way to connect to T-Mobile's network. It was significantly cheaper, and there were restrictions. But here, I literally had to connect. I had to Google Connect by T-Mobile. I came to this page, and then here's a little blurb about, okay, you can, learn more, and you can click this link. And then when you click the link, it comes to this page. So it's almost as if they are trying to completely rebrand this Connect by T-Mobile thing as subpar from the rest of prepaid, which in a lot of people's eyes is subpar when compared to postpaid. So here we are with Connect by T-Mobile, and this is what I use, all right? So the plan that I have, $15 a month, 3.5 gigs of data, unlimited talk and text. Now, that is not enough for a lot of people. I know that. But primarily when I'm browsing the web, I do a lot of that at home. So if I needed to do something while I'm out and about, that 3.5 gigs is more than enough for what I need to do. As I also mentioned, I had multiple lines. I forget if I said I had 2 or 3, but I have 3 lines. So I have one line that is voice, talk, and text and data. So technically everything. But I also have 2 of these aforementioned data-only lines. And I have two 2-gigabyte plans. But the main purpose of those lines is to stream music. And as I said earlier, Music Unlimited is a part of these plans as well. So when I stream music, it doesn't count towards my data allotment. And of course, you're probably asking yourself, well, why do you need 3 lines? Why don't you just get 1 line and then that'll be enough data for, everything? And yeah, it would be. I could get that $40 a month plan, which would be $5 more than what I'm currently paying for all 3 lines. And I would get the Music Unlimited, and then I wouldn't have to worry about multiple lines. But I do it for, I guess, even though it seems inconvenient, I view it as convenience. First reason that I do it is I have a gym phone, so a phone that I take to the gym. In fact, it's this Pixel 4 now. When I'm using this thing gets gross and sweaty, and I did just wipe it off recently, so sanitize it. But I don't want my primary phone being exposed to that much sweat, and the gym just isn't a clean place. So I'm okay having this as my primary gym phone. Also, for those of us who are older, the smartphone didn't always exist. So you might have had like a flip phone or something, and then you had an iPod. So we always had 2 separate devices anyway. And that's, I guess, the mentality that I maintain, that I want a separate device for working out. Sweating, gets dirty, gets gross. Also, if I happen to break this Pixel 4, yeah, I'll be disappointed that it's broken. But I honestly wouldn't care as much as me breaking one of my newer devices. So that's line number 2. And then my third line, I actually have another 2-gigabyte data-only line in the Zenfone. And that's mainly because I don't like that iPhone. And I have 2 separate lines. I do the iPhone for calls and iMessage, and then everything else I do on this. Even when I am using an Android device as my primary line, I still will have two line not I still will have two lines specifically for that Music Unlimited, where I can drive and stream as much as I want to while I'm out and about, and you can tell the phone to send mobile data through that pipeline, and that's what it does. So I just wanted to share a little bit of information in terms of the phone plans that I have and the company that I use. I know a lot of people are spending 50, 60, 70, hundreds of dollars on their plans. And as a person who, I value my own opinion, and if you're watching this, maybe you value it too. But I think I could say, as a consumer, as a professional, prepaid service is good enough, even though it has that that misnomer, it has that stigma that, oh, prepaid is bad, and the companies will deliberately slow down your data connection compared to the more prioritized postpaid customers. But the price savings, in my opinion, makes it worth it. And like I said, personally, I do a lot of my heavy data consumption at home. So when I'm out and about, it's just something real quick. It might be streaming music, quick Google here or there, navigating. I haven't had any issues with that. So I'm proud to say, I use it. My dad uses it. I convinced my former roommate to use it. In fact, two of my former roommates, I convinced both of them to use it. And I feel like there's somebody else that I'm missing. My mother. She doesn't use T-Mobile prepaid, but I did convince her to go from Verizon postpaid to Verizon prepaid, and she is saving. She's paying less and getting more. So, consider prepaid. I think you will be pleasantly surprised to see how much you are overpaying. And even if the service technically is a little worse as a prepaid customer, the savings definitely makes it worth it. And again, it's just a little worse, and you don't even always notice it. You really don't.